Police use water cannon amid ongoing pro-EU protests in Georgia. Thousands of protesters returned to the streets of Tbilisi to condemn the Georgian government's decision to suspend accession talks with the European Union. Demonstrators chanted "traitors" and displayed photographs of journalists allegedly beaten by police during the previous night's protests. For the second consecutive evening, riot police deployed tear gas and water cannons against the crowds. Earlier, over 100 Georgian diplomats and civil servants signed an open letter criticizing the government's decision, arguing it does not align with the country's strategic interests. Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidze defended the move, accusing the EU of blackmail after European lawmakers called for a rerun of last month's parliamentary elections, citing significant irregularities. Kobakidze announced that EU membership discussions would be postponed until 2028, but affirmed Georgia's commitment to joining the bloc with dignity and on its terms. Since 2012, Georgia has been governed by the Georgian Dream Party, which critics claim has pivoted the country closer to Russia and away from the EU. The party declared victory in the recent elections, but opposition MPs have boycotted the parliament, alleging fraud. President Salome Zurabishvili has also deemed the one-party parliament unconstitutional. On Thursday, the European Parliament passed a resolution condemning the elections as evidence of Georgia's worsening democratic crisis. The resolution criticized voter intimidation, vote buying, manipulation, and harassment of observers. It also called for sanctions against high-ranking officials, including Bidzina Ivanishvili, the billionaire founder of Georgian Dream. Police responded to the demonstrations with force, including batons, tear gas, and water cannons. The Interior Ministry claimed protesters provoked violence, damaging infrastructure, and injuring 32 officers. The number of injured protesters remains unclear, though opposition figures reported severe injuries, including a broken nose sustained by Nana Malashkia of the Coalition for Change. Journalists also faced attacks, with footage showing Formula TV reporters being beaten by police despite wearing press badges. EU Ambassador to Georgia Paul Herchinsky expressed sadness over the suspension, calling it a heartbreaking move that contradicted the policies of previous governments and the will of the majority. Polls show over 80% of Georgians support EU membership. Protesters criticize the government, with many accusing Georgian Dream of staging a coup. "We won't let this self-proclaimed prime minister destroy our European future," said one demonstrator, 20-year-old Shota Sabashvili. Others vowed never to allow Georgia to revert to Russian influence, emphasizing the people's desire for a better future within the EU.